Hello people, ELAVI Truth TV here again, and today I'm going to be exposing judges and the corruption that surrounds them, the people that protect them, the people that are in service of corrupt judges. Now, I'm going to have to make this statement again in this video, that this video is being made with a reasonable excuse, so that if anything that is said or portrayed in this video ends up in court proceedings, then this will be my legal and reasonable excuse for making this video, which is to expose the corruption that has been blighting my life for the last 6 years and no doubt blighting a lot of other people's lives. So let's go in. Now, first of all, I'd like to introduce you to this character. This character is a deplorable character from this company, 45 Gray's Inn, a barristers firm. It portrays itself that its primary goal is to help people, be in the service of people, putting people and clients first. But what is it really about? Now, this individual, could be argued that this individual is as dumb as a box of rocks. But wait, I've got a box of rocks here. Does he look as dumb as this? No. So it would be improper for me to really state that he's as dumb as a box of rocks. But I'll tell you what he's done. He's putting together an application to the court on behalf of the mother of my children, making some very, very dangerous allegations about me, stating that I'm harassing the mother, cyber stalking the mother, and a whole host of other things, abusive to the mother. He has cited this case law. However, in this case law, we find that the particulars of the case were very extreme, where a mother that didn't have care of a child, who was in foster care, the mother had tried to abduct the child about 3 or 4 times, causing the child to have to move from foster care to foster care. It also turned out that the child, who was 10 years old at the time, had given statements as to not want to be with the mother and wanted to be in foster care and was unhappy at what the mother's actions. So an injunction had been put in place against the mother, and a geographical injunction also. He is using this case law, or trying to use this case law, to justify an injunction being placed on me, stating that my videos are the equivalent of this. Now, if you know how these barristers work, these paid liars, I've never come into contact with one who isn't a liar in the time that I've been in the family court and involved in the criminal court. Never once have I come into one that is not a liar. So I must go on the basis of probability that they must be all liars, and it is the basis of probability that they use in the family court. But this barrister, working for the company I've just mentioned, the Chambers should I say, is hired by another company, the solicitors, Ramsbottoms. Let's listen to what the CEO has to say about his company and really check out his demeanour also. Let's go in.
About 1910. It's a traditional law firm, deals with, well, most areas of law really. I think we now employ about 100 staff all around Blackburn, Darwin, Great Harwood. People work for us because we like them, because they're nice people. Obviously you need to know your stuff, but the relationship with the clients and the way that we deal with people has got to be at the utmost.
Once again, it's all about people. It's all about this lovely atmosphere of people, caring about people. People have to know the people that work for him have to know their stuff, but they have to be likeable people, and they're like people. Is this true? Or are they just criminals? And are they protecting criminal judges? This firm and the barrister I've just mentioned were part of the orchestration of me being sent to one courtroom in one city while they had a secret hearing in another courtroom. Corruption. Then they struck the case out. When I pulled them on this and tried to get the evidence, because the judge said that a person came to the court claiming to be me, and that's why she went ahead with the case. I pulled them on that. I asked for CCTV footage. The judge told me that they'd signed in. I asked for the signatures. There was nothing to be produced. But let's go deeper. When I pulled them on this, there was another hearing. And I'm going to go into what happened at that hearing. But let's just go a little bit further into the family court section, the person who's actually representing the mother of my children, and listen to what she's got to say here.
My name is Rachel Horman. I'm the head of family at Watson Ramsbottom Solicitors. So I've been dealing in domestic abuse cases for over 20 years at Watson Ramsbottom, and since 2013 I've been involved with a charity called Paladin. I'm the chair of Paladin, and it's the National Stalking Advocacy Service. It's the only one in the world, and there are lots of other countries who are quite envious of the service that we provide to victims and are looking at trying to open up similar services.
Now, would you believe that this advocate for domestic violence, and claims that she is unique in her position in the leading forerunner in stalking, has actually claimed that I am stalking her client by putting up posters and videos and making videos. Stalking by video making. That's what she's stating. And I'm harassing her. Now, in my response to the court, what I stated was this, because I read the law. People watching this video might think that harassment, they know what harassment is, but I would say that they're wrong, because there's no definition in law for the word harassment. There has to be certain things in place, like a course of action. I must be sending emails over a course of period. I must be following her. I must be doing something over a period of time that proves that I am harassing the person, and that person must be in alarm and distress. Now, they're claiming that the mother of my children is in alarm and distress due to my videos, that nobody's asked her to watch, and I've not sent the videos to her. But they're claiming that I'm harassing her through the videos. So this is a justification why they want to stop me from making videos, stop me from talking about these people, people like this, corrupt people in the system. So if there's no stalking, there's no harassment, there's no cyber stalking, because anybody who's watching this video can go online and look up the definition of all these things and know that there's a lot of legislation in place that would have me arrested, charged and imprisoned if I was doing these things. Furthermore, may I say this, YouTube have firm guidelines that prevent cyberbullying, harassment, stalking, abusive language of any kind. So what's behind this drive? And I'd just like to tell you something else as well. They're seeking a speedy turnaround for this injunction that they want put in place to stop me mentioning people like them, corrupt people like them. Why? Well, I told you about the situation with the judge orchestrating me going to one place and then the hearing being heard in another. Why was that? Why did the judge not want to hear my application? Well, within my family court proceedings that the judge is now saying I didn't have permission to bring, after another judge called Judge Nifton gave explicit permission for me to go ahead with the case, they're now saying that I didn't have permission from that man, almost as if he didn't exist. It's almost as if the court is gaslighting me. So, what is the reason? Well, I'd made an application to remove this person from the case, this CAFCAS worker from the case, for gross professional malpractice. And if this person had been put on trial, then the can of worms would have opened to show the criminal cartel that runs through the barristers, the judges, the solicitors, the caseworkers, the High Court judges, the family court experts. So these two individuals, this barrister and the ones from Ramsbottom's, what they're actually doing is orchestrating and protecting the criminality that goes on in the family court. They've also accused me of harassing the judges and abusing the judges in this application. I would call that defamation of character. But would I have any legal standing to bring a case against them when they are protected by the system? Who knows? That's why my recourse is these videos. Now I'm going to take it even deeper for you to show you something else. The real reason why these criminal solicitors and criminal barristers, because I think the law does say if you're involved in a joint enterprise in criminality, then you're a criminal too. Well, let me show you this. This here is the log number for the report that I made to the police, Lancashire Police, about the criminal activities of the judge in question. There's been no investigation. But the reason why I made the police complaint wasn't because I believed that the police would somehow investigate criminal judges when they bow down to these people like they're gods. The real reason is this, is because in my criminal case next year, I'm going to use the log number as evidence that I reported the criminal judge and that the police were negligent in not investigating my complaint. Why would they not investigate my complaint if it could be shown that criminal judges are operating in the criminal court destroying lives? Why not? Why not? So let's listen now to a judge who's active in the criminal courts now, a district judge, quite a powerful district judge, admitting, and remember, I apologise for the quality, but it can be heard. I tried to clean it up as much as possible. It can be heard. I asked the question of this judge, did the judge receive the evidence that I served in the case implicating a senior judge, a senior colleague in criminal activity, perverting the course of justice? She goes into a great dialogue saying, oh, did you mean the recording? And there was paperwork with it also. And she goes into the fact that she hasn't seen it. She spins some story, because don't forget, these people who were judges used to be barristers too. They speak with forked tongue also. They know how to spin a lie quicker than the blink of an eye. So she spins this yarn talking about how she decided not to look at the evidence because she didn't want to be biased in the case. Let's listen and then I'll outline the ramifications of this audio. Let's listen. I understand. Would I be able to ask one question though? Yeah. No problem. You were in receipt of the served evidence implicating a senior judge in corrupt activities. That I
don't know which you're referring to, but if you're referring to the recordings that you sent in by way of evidence before the last hearing, I made clear at the last hearing that I had not read that or seen it.
You'd not seen that?
Because...
Was that the 17th, on the 7th?
Well, before the 17th, I had the information that you sent to the court.
There was not...
I did not look at it because I didn't want it to in any way cloud the clarity of my coming to this case afresh. There was no order, there was no direction for the
And can I...
For clarity, I actually did say this on the previous occasion, that I did not look at that. I referred you to the court service limited, and I don't know who else, but I did not, because I wished to clarify.
Can I ask what hearing was that? Because I've never...
17. You sent it before the 17th.
Oh right, so on the 17th you stated that you had not seen that evidence.
Yes.
But other people within the system had actually seen
I
that.
don't know. I said I hadn't. I hadn't. I mean, obviously it came in.
Okay.
It would have been viewed because we just worked. It's always viewed by somebody. But I was trying to say that I wanted to bring the freshest possible eyes to this case, and I did not want to be in any way.
What the judge is stating here is that she's aware of evidence that was served in her case that she was presiding over. Now let's put it into the context of a criminal case. Same laws apply to the family court as they do to a criminal case. But let's understand the ramifications in terms of a criminal case. Say any one of the viewers of this video had been accused of a crime, and all the available evidence showed that that person was guilty and was sentenced to something like 20 years in prison. All of a sudden, there was new evidence that came about that showed that the person was actually innocent. And somebody served it into the case. Their defence served it into the case. And the judge was aware of that, but then buried it. And then claimed they didn't see it, but somebody else in the court had seen it, other court staff. That's exactly what this judge has done in this family case. She's aware of evidence that could change the whole case around and show that there was criminality involved, false reports created. And she has told me in the court and in your hearing today that she decided not to listen to it. But the most damning thing is this. In trying to give herself an alibi, good word to use, in trying to give herself an alibi and keep her hands clean, washing her hands of it, so to speak, she implicated other people in the court because she stated that other people have seen it. How on earth she would know about this evidence and know about the contents, know that it was a recording, know that there was paperwork without having seen it, I don't know. Because I'm not allowed to put her on a witness stand and ask her questions. But I will be summoning her in the court case next year. The court case is this: T2020-0645 in the Crown Court in Preston, 7th of December 2021. I will be making a summons or requesting her to be summoned, and then the judge in the criminal case will say, we can't have a judge in here, because he will be wanting to cover up her criminality also. But I digress. Listen, when this judge states that other people in the court had seen this evidence, can you imagine the implication of that? That court staff, let's take it into the criminal case again. That court staff are getting evidence into the court that is being served, and then they're making the evidence disappear so that judges don't have to look at it and can keep their hands so-called clean. Can you imagine the implications of that? And can you understand the system that we live in and how many people might be in prison because of these criminal judges? I'm going to make another video about why I've sacked my defence, my so-called defence team. The defence team have denied me filing an affidavit. And my affidavit speaks on the criminality in the family court. For some reason they don't want my affidavit served. I wonder why. I'll go deeper into it in a later video. Now the videos that I'm making at the moment, yeah, could see me locked up because I'm blowing up the system and they want me gone. I can assure you they want me gone. And I'm going to tell you why they want me gone. Because I'm not a ranter. I'm not just spewing nonsense. I'm backing up what I say with evidence, and I'm quoting the law, and I'm showing you how the law works. And when I put this stuff in videos, it's irrefutable. They have to run and hide, and they have to send their bully boys to police to arrest me, beat me up in station, strip me naked. I've got a statement here by a police officer, a disgusting police officer, who's trying to write in a statement how they were okay to strip me naked, how it was actually me who stripped myself naked. Well, I tell you what, yeah, when somebody forces you to get naked, right, and I didn't want to do it, that's stripping somebody naked. Because if me and a few of my boys stopped somebody in the street and said, "Look, we want to strip you down, you can do it or we can do it," what would happen to us? We're in prison, right? But police officers can do that. Without giving you your rights, they can do that. So what do our rights mean? I'm digressing again, but it's important stuff that I'm saying. So I want to say this to go back to it. Yeah, the judge in this matter is a criminal. And they've said to me that I am openly talking about judges as criminals. And I'm telling telling judges to their faces that they're criminals. The person, this one, who wrote the statement has stated that I've called judges criminals. In the statement, this one here is a sycophant. A sycophant is somebody who sucks up to important people to gain favour. Disgusting. Wow. Horrible, vile it is. So yeah, I've given you insight into what's going on in my life, and I've given you insight into criminality. And like I say, they fear me because I'm not just ranting and screaming. I'm giving evidence and I'm backing it up with their law. I'm not afraid of them. And yes, I'm putting my life at risk because in future videos I'll show you how another judge, I'm trying to get the evidence of how another judge ordered for me to be attacked in prison. Deep stuff. Deep stuff. So listen, I've stated the case number of my court appearance next year. I would love people to come to that court. That's why I am promoting it, so that we can open the box, the Pandora's box of evil that is going on in the courts. I've got a lot of friends now and a lot of associates. I'm trying to help as many people as I can, you know, destroy the criminal, satanic family courts, the satanic family court extortion system. I'm trying to destroy it. A big task for one man, is it not? Well, one man can't do it, but one man can start exposing stuff. And then if people start opening their eyes and stop burying their heads in the sand, we can start exposing these criminals who are passing themselves off as law keepers, law upholders, when in fact they're law breakers, deceivers, and they're doing it for money. That's what they're doing it for. So yes, it's possible that I will be locked up again for this video, because it's a powerful one. But remember this, every man has his day in court. And when I come to court, my reasonable excuse for making this video was to expose the criminal activity in Ramsden's, in 45 Grey Square or Graying or whatever it's called. Boring to talk about these people, really. I just have to do it. And also the criminal activity that's going on in the Lancashire court system. So ELAVI Truth TV signing out. I'll be back soon.